that, and you had opportunities to stay close to home, where it's sort of a dream come true to get a chance to play on that stage in your home city.
Oh yeah, it's be electric. You know, I played in that stadium, Corky Kell Classic back in high school, so I'm familiar with the Mercedes-Benz and stuff like that. I always went to a Falcons game, and it's gonna be electric. And just seeing all the Athens come out, you know, it's gonna be fun. You know, but Buckeye Nation travels well too, so we're gonna feel like home.
Is it hard getting tickets? Because I know the Peach Bowl commission was here yesterday, and he was saying he can't even get tickets for some of his family and friends.
Oh yeah, it's super hard. You know, you gotta tell family members that you're super close with but at the end of the day, it's just because it's just a very limited amount. But it's nothing wrong on them. It's just a limited amount. So
you probably have a unique perspective, even some of the coaching staff, about what Georgia's about. Obviously, you grew up around there and saw them up close. What's unique about that program that explains their success?
Oh man, they're very disciplined, very tough and gritty team. You know, it's coming down south. You know, they try to beat everybody with their physicality and toughness, and that's what they're going to bring to the table. And it's going to be a great challenge for us because I know how Coach Smart got those boys trained up, so it'll be a good challenge for us.
What is special about Georgia high school football right now, if you could put your finger on it? Meaning, why is it? And it's not just because of the airports there that makes people recruit there. What do you think just stands out about it?
You know, we got some talented players down there.
Why? What generates that? What generates that, you think, Georgia?
I feel like all of us, we train at a very young age, like running hills or doing stuff like that at a very young age, and not too much stuff is down there, you know, in the country and stuff. So football is really all we have, and that's our home. Just play football, have fun, and just play with grit. That's all we know. So
you know, you've already touched on this earlier, but earlier interviews, but with that in mind, how tough was it not to get to play football?
Of this
year?
Oh yeah,
was
that's
it crazy? I mean, explain it. How
super tough. Like just, you know, most of the football is like physical battle, but mental battle. You got to stay level-headed. So it was very tough on that aspect.
Yeah, but when you saw the light at the end of the tunnel, I don't know, how much did that drive you even more? That you were going to get back on the field?
You know, it drove me as soon as I got hurt. You know, just getting that 1% better every week. That was kind of the light in the tunnel. You know, I couldn't focus on the light in the tunnel. I just had to focus on every day, get better every day, and that's what the mentality I brought.
But when you came back, I mean, you might have gotten banged up again a little bit, but I mean, I think you were dealing with a hamstring. What was the key to put that behind you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to press the gas till you feel good about it, right?
I feel like for me, I really had to press the gas to really open up the full potential. You know, I kind of had some growing pains like in the game and stuff like that. So maybe I couldn't run full speed or something like that, but gradually going on, now I've like 2 months of practice with me, so I felt faster, quicker, and just doing extra stuff when the coaches aren't looking, like unrequired work. So that's been helping me a lot.
But staying patient in your rehab, you know, you didn't want to. I mean, I would just think that would have been the toughest part, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely tough. You know, seeing my friends and my teammates, you know, making a name for themselves, and, you know. It could be hard, but being a good teammate, you have to congratulate them. And that's what really kept me going, just congratulating them, being there for them.
And of course, Jackson, you know, dealt with his thing, came back, and then came back again, and then all hammies aren't equal, etc. But did you feel impatience by him, or what did you feel, you know, from him just trying to get back on the field?
Him just being him. He's a true competitor. He's a real dog. Like nobody's more competitive than Jackson. You know, it's hard for him to even sit out this game. It's real hard for him, just knowing how he is, what mentality he brings. And, you know, it's going to be hard on him, but I feel like it's the right decision for him, and I'm just happy for what the future waits for him.
You were able to play the second half of the season. Like Tim said, you had to, you know, still got banged up a little bit, but compared to the final game of the season till now, how much better do you feel, Jordan?
Well, I feel a lot better. You know, the bowl practices, it's more competitive, you know. In season, it's kind of just more scout work. You really not getting the one-on-ones like you should be. But these bowl practices, you know, it's competitive. You can actually kind of make your name for yourself in practice, and that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to showcase my talents and working real hard. So,
Are you closer to, I don't know, if anybody's 100%, I don't know, but are you closer to where you would
for sure, yes, sir.
want to be?
Yes, sir.
When you think back to the last game of the season, I was asking a couple guys this about the fact from a defensive standpoint, you look back and it's really 5 plays. How did you all digest that and try to build a game plan moving forward that helps you, see the big picture going through that against a really good team?
Yeah, you look at the film. I feel like we were a dominating team, other than those 5 plays. But you go back to the drawing board. Coach Knowles, he real good, real smart. So he looks at the drawing board after those. Why did these plays happen, and how can we correct them? Right after the day after the game, we looked at those 5 plays on film, and then we actually went on the field and executed those 5 plays how the proper way that we should have handled those plays. So, we learn from them. That's what every good team needs to do, is learn from the mistakes. I feel like we learned from them.
That was a Sunday after?
Yes, sir.
You've been at Ohio State for 2 years now. I know you haven't played in every game, but you haven't been an underdog yet.
Yeah.
What's it feel like for you, for the team, to be an underdog for once?
We kind of carried that underdog mentality after getting beat last year. We kind of carried that underdog mentality throughout this whole year, and we slipped up one game. But I feel like this game, just being the underdog, really is a true underdog will really drive us, and just playing down south, it will really drive us. So,
George, do you sense that failure on those 5 plays, will that make Coach Knowles, you think, reluctant to call some of that stuff, or do you feel like y'all have gotten it straight, that y'all can still get after it, but maintain, play proper technique, whatever you want to call it, in the backside, to keep us from it? What's your sense right now? In other words, he didn't just tear those up and throw them away, did he?
Nah. Those, you look at those plays, they're actually kind of good calls. What he made, they were good calls. Just maybe one person missed their assignment or something like that. But he looks at us like we're the best athletes in the country, and we're supposed to uphold that standard, and we're supposed to perfect those plays that he calls for us, and that's what we need to do, and that's how we're going to win this, or how we're going to have to compete in this next game.
And I was going to say, because Cam Brown was talking about, the main thing you have to do is forget about what just happened, but the flip side of it is you got to learn from what just happened too, right? I mean, that's a kind of a tightrope you walk, right? I mean, you don't want that to happen again.
No, you definitely don't. That's why you go back to the drawing board. Why do these problems occur? And maybe there's stuff. They're always there. These problems were always there, but we finally got exposed on these problems. That's really all it was. So, go back to the film to see why they happened, and learn from those mistakes. And that's what we had to do.
Know where your help is. Know where your leverage is, etc. One more thing for me. Why would anybody want to play cornerback, especially in this modern age? Teams are getting after it. You're one-on-one out there. You watch the NFL. I mean, it's the same thing. What drives you to play this position?
Well, for me, I like to think. For me, I like being physical. Receivers, they can finally they can go into the game. I want 100 yards. But at the end of the day, that satisfaction when they get maybe one catch is just very satisfaction for me.
Yeah.
And just locking down a receiver, that's really it. And just being on that island, you don't get that rush from any other position. It's just you versus somebody else, and how you're going to dominate them in front of thousands of people. So that's what really drives me, and it's just, I feel like it's the best position.